Hey everyone! So we are so excited for our team Tuesday night training call tonight. We're going to be sharing a live opportunity event. We have some special guests on tonight, so we are so excited for you guys to hear their stories. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Now I do want to preface it with we've had some technical difficulties the past couple of weeks. We're still getting the hang of this Google Hangout thing, so bear with us if we do have any of those issues throughout tonight's broadcast. So we are so excited for the guests that we have on tonight, and before we introduce our guests and have them share stories, we're actually going to share a little bit about the Triplex Combo products, and you're going to hear from Allie and I a little bit about our stories. So before we get into hearing all of the awesome stories, I do want to say our Plexus disclaimer. So this live opportunity event is brought to you by independent Plexus ambassadors and is not sponsored by Plexus Worldwide. At Plexus Worldwide, we want you to know that the results you are about to hear may vary from person to person, and we do not claim to cure, treat, or prevent any disease. So, and now that we've gotten this out of the way, let's get into it. So, before I share my story and then I introduce my awesome co-host, I want to just share a little bit about the products with you guys, because you guys are going to see a reoccurring theme throughout tonight's show. So, what you're going to find is that we all swear by and start with, most of us, 3 products, and that is called the Triplex Combo. And so the reason being is because these 3 products get to the root causes of just about any issue that someone could be dealing with, and that's blood chemistry regulation, gut health, and inflammation. So when you target those 3 things, it allows your body to heal and regulate itself naturally from the inside out. So in the Triplex Combo, it includes Plexus Slim, ProBio 5, and BioCleanse. And so you're going to hear some of those names throughout the testimonies. And so we just want to encourage you to get with whoever has introduced you to Plexus or invited you to this online event. If anything intrigues you at all, get with them and they'd be happy to figure out what products and what personalized regimen is going to work best for you. So we just want to share that in case you guys get a little confused about the products. That's where most of us start, and I know I personally swear by the Triplex Combos. So I'm going to share a little bit about my story first with you guys before I turn it over to Allie Jones. And so my name is Sarah Foreman. I am 22 years old. I live in Chesapeake, Virginia, and I am currently a Ruby ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. And I actually got started with Plexus in August, actually, of 2013 was when I first heard about it. And I was always someone who has struggled with my weight. And before I struggled with my weight, I also struggled with my health. I was always getting sick and just feeling fatigued. And so when Plexus came into my life, I wasn't looking for it. I was never looking for a diet pill or shake or anything like that. I'm always about going the natural route. And so when I was introduced to Plexus and I heard that the products were plant-based and they worked to really regulate your body from the inside out, not to be a quick fix, but they worked to really over time, slow and steady, heal your body, that's when I was interested. And so I joined as an ambassador in November of 2013 just because my aunt told me that if I joined, I could A, get my products cheaper, and B, all it took was 3 customers to make enough money to get my products paid for. And so when I heard that and I could get my products for free, that was when I was interested. I've heard of Mary Kay and Scentsy and Avon and things like that, but I just never knew someone my age that did anything like that, and I never knew that people actually made money and things like that. And so I just joined to get the products that I love cheaper because at the time I was a 19-year-old broke college student and I could not afford my Plexus products. And so for that reason being, my health wasn't necessarily a priority at the time. And so even after I joined as an ambassador, I was still on and off the products, and I hit my heaviest weight in August of 2014. I hit 225 pounds, and like I said, I've always kind of struggled with my weight, and that was the peak for me. And like divine timing always works itself out, in September of 2014 is when Plexus released the Triplex Combo that we all love and swear by. And they had always had those 3 products, but they just finally released them in a combo all together. And so that September, I started taking them, and I didn't really think much about it. I just decided that I was going to be consistent on it, and I didn't weigh myself every other day. I just got on the products, and trusted the process. That's my mantra, and that's what I've always been about on this journey. And so from there, it really took about 3 to 4 months for me to really get these products in my body. I didn't get to where I was overnight, but for them to really start working and to heal my body from the inside out. And so I just naturally just started sharing that, just like you would share.
I think Sarah got frozen, so we're going to try to see if she can get back on. These are the technical difficulties that we were talking about we experience every once in a while we're doing these Google Hangouts, but we're trying to get the hang of them, and so we're going to see if Sarah can get back on and continue sharing her story because it's super
Sorry,
amazing.
guys. We had issues with me freezing last time. I don't know what it is. So I'm going to try to just sum it up really quickly. But I just started sharing that with people. And just like you would anything else, and people started to see what was taking place for me. And slow and steady over time, it was not a quick process. But since then, I've now lost 70 pounds thanks to Plexus products. I feel better than ever. And the best part about it is I'm working every day towards getting even better, towards becoming my healthiest self. And I never would have been on this path if I hadn't gave Plexus products a try. And the business opportunity at, 21, 22 years old has been absolutely mind-blowing. I've had the opportunity to travel with my best friends and just meet so many incredible people all across the country that are a part of Plexus. And just the relationships that you make when you're a part of this business is incredible. So I've been doing Plexus now full-time for over a year. It's been the best journey ever being my own boss and being able to work alongside some of the best people I've ever met in my life, but also being able to change lives because these products are doing so much for so many different people, so far beyond weight loss. And so the fact that we get to play a part in these people's lives and in their journeys and what's taking place is truly magical. And I feel really blessed that Plexus has given me this platform because I never realized prior to Plexus how many people that looking at them, they looked seemingly healthy, but on the outs or on the inside, they were struggling. They had issues that I didn't realize that they were dealing with. And so many people that I went to high school and middle school with have reached out to me, and I've been able to share these products with them. And it's crazy the messages that we get every single day from our customers and from our team members. It's mind-blowing. So this is something that saying yes to investing in Plexus, the $34.95 investment that it was, even though it seemed like a huge deal at the time to a broke 19-year-old, it has completely changed the course of not only my life, but my family's lives forever. I'm going to be retiring my parents by the end of 2016, and I never would have thought that just trying a little pink drink to help try to get myself healthy was going to just do so much amazing things in my life. So I am super excited to introduce to you guys tonight my PFF, my Plexus friend forever. We actually went to high school together, but we didn't know each other at the time, and we got connected about a year ago now through Plexus, and she has just been such an awesome friend, and I've watched her grow into an incredible leader over this past year, and we've been able to travel and do things that have seriously been a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So I'm super excited for you guys to hear her story. So I'm turning it over to you, Gold Ambassador Allie Jones.
Hi guys, I'm so excited to share tonight, and sorry about some of the technical difficulties. We're still getting the hang of everything, but I'm excited to share my story before we hear from our guests, Chris and Susie McCall. They are so awesome and amazing, so we're excited for them to get on and share with everyone and share their stories with you guys. So before that, I'm going to share my story. Like Sarah said, I'm Allie Jones. I am a 21-year-old, and I am currently a Gold Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. And I started my journey a little over a year ago, last May. And so I started this journey not for the business at all. I just wanted the products. And a little bit of background story on me. When I was in high school, I was really active. I was a cheerleader competitively, and I was really into that. That was like my whole life, and I was just super active all the time. But I ate really horribly pretty much my whole life. I was addicted to like soda, junk food, especially candy. I had a horrible sweet tooth, and I never had any of that affect me because I was so young. I had a really fast metabolism and I was so active. So thank God for that, because I have no idea how I would feel if it weren't for me being so active. But when I came to college and I tried cheering in college, it just wasn't the same thing for me. I decided it wasn't anything that I wanted to do anymore. And so that was a great decision for me at that time. But because I wasn't so active anymore, and by active I mean practices, like that's what kept me active. It wasn't that I was going to the gym, because prior to this journey, I had no idea what people even did in the gym besides run on a treadmill. So I kind of had to figure that all out within the past year. And after transitioning from high school to college, I started not feeling so good because I wasn't active anymore. I was still eating horribly, and I still had horrible cravings. And so I wanted to do something about that, and I have always had the desire to live a healthy lifestyle, eat clean, and go to the gym and just be in shape and feel good. And so for me, trying to do that on my own was really frustrating because my cravings were so bad that I felt like I had no control over them. And not that I needed to lose weight or anything like that, but I just didn't feel good, and I wasn't able to get myself to the point where I was working out consistently. I mean, I could barely make myself get there once a week, and I hated every minute of being there. And I would go buy some healthy groceries. I think we've all been there, where you go buy all the healthy groceries, get rid of the junk food, and then you end up just going out to eat and buying more junk food and letting your healthy groceries go to waste. So I did that like a lot of times in a row. And I saw one day Sarah Foreman, that just shared her story with you guys, posting about her transformation with Plexus. And I used to be a supplement snob, and I am very open and vocal about that. I used to think that supplements were really dumb, just being honest. And I looked at her transformation as something that was unhealthy. And in my mind, I thought I knew everything. I thought I knew everything about, eating healthy, working out, even though I myself couldn't even get myself to do that. And so I was rude and I was judgy, and I really regret being that way. But for me, that's all I had ever known. And so I saw her pictures and I said, no, like, that's not anything I want to be a part of. And then one of my closer friends that I was really close with in high school, she had posted something completely non-weight loss related that had helped her with. And this was something that I knew she struggled with for a long time. And so for me, that was an eye-opener. Anything that was not related to weight loss was an eye-opener to me, because I thought that's what Plexus was. And I wasn't interested in losing weight. I was interested in being healthy, in a natural route. And so when I saw my friend post that, I said, okay, what is this? I asked her about it, and seeing as though she was one of my best friends, I was like, okay, I trust you with this, and I'm going to go all in with it, because she told me if I had a few people order from me, then I could get the cost of my products covered. And I said, okay, I'm in, because I was in college. I didn't have a lot of money to spend on products, and so that's what I did. I joined right away, and I was scared, guys. Don't get me wrong. I was not like all in the sense that like I believed fully in the products or the business or anything like that. Not to mention the business at all, because I wasn't really thinking about that. I was thinking about getting my products paid for, maybe. And so that's kind of how I went into it. And when I got the products, they did exactly what I wanted them to. I wanted my cravings to be taken away, and I wanted to have energy and motivation to go to the gym so I could live the healthy lifestyle that I actually wanted to live. For me, it was nothing really outward about it. It's just I wanted to be healthy. And so the products helped me stop craving candy so much, stop craving all the junk food, and that alone helped me so much because I started feeling better because I wasn't eating all of that junk all the time. And that happened for me relatively quickly. And in the first week and a half, 2 weeks, I remember looking in the mirror one day and thinking that I looked different. And if you see any of my pictures from before and now, since I've been on my journey for a little bit, you'll notice that I look a lot different, even though I haven't lost any weight, because that's not what my body needed. I lost a lot of inflammation, and I didn't even know I had inflammation. I didn't know anything about gut health, inflammation, blood sugar regulation. I was clueless. I was just a college student, like eating junk food all the time. Like that's just who I was. And so I had no clue about any of that stuff. But I had like such a radical transformation, even physically, like with how I look, and that was so shocking to me. So that first time that I noticed a difference in how I looked, I told my best friend, I sent her the picture and I said, is it just me, or like, can you see a difference here? And she's like, no, you're not crazy. Like there really is a difference. And so that's when I was like, okay, there really must be something to these products, because I wasn't losing weight. That's not what I wanted to do, but I was getting healthier. I was feeling better, and I saw a difference in myself. So that's when I started really sharing with people. And the same way with Sarah, like it was pretty organic. It wasn't me selling to anybody. I think we could both agree that being a salesperson would just not be our thing. It's all about just sharing with people that you know. So I used social media, and I told my friends and family in person too about my journey so far. And I had only been, on the products for like 2 weeks, and people started wanting to try them because their products were working. And so people would order from me, join my team, and I didn't know what I was doing. I was just enjoying my journey on my own products, and I think that's how we all start. And so one day I got a paycheck, and it wasn't crazy. I'm not going to say that I like got rich overnight or anything. That's not like how this business works, but it was an amount of money that made me say, like, if I can make this amount of money basically doing nothing, which is what I thought, then I wonder what I could do if I actually was intentional about telling people about this. And not in the sense that I just wanted to make money, but in the sense that like I knew the products worked, so I wanted to tell people about them. And if I knew that I had the desire to tell people, like what could I do with the business? So I decided to start sharing and be intentional about doing that. So I made sure that I posted some every once in a while, kind of consistently. And so more and more people wanted to try the products from me in the business. And so when that kind of clicked for me, how the products were helping me, what I could do with the opportunity, and the results that people I knew were seeing with them, completely not weight loss related. Some people were taking the products in for that reason, but a lot of people weren't, and it was blowing my mind the things that it was helping with. And so it was just all of those things combined got me really motivated and really passionate. And so I was sharing genuinely because I was amazed at how much of a transformation I personally made to people around me. And so that month that it clicked for me was July. And so I joined in May, that was July. And after it clicked for me, I went to our first rank, which is silver, when I had 3 people join my team, and that was so exciting and so motivating for me. And so I was really, really excited. And then 2 months later, I went to our next rank, which is gold, which was really exciting too. And prior to now, I was a full-time nanny, and so around that time, I was able to quit my nannying job, which was really exciting because I was a really busy college student. I wanted time to do other things, and so I got to, and that was really great. So now, fast forward a little bit, loving my journey, loving sharing with people, and that's really just how it started, because it was about me in the beginning, and now it's not. It's about sharing with people and helping my team, and so now I'm a gold ambassador and continuing to work my business. I actually just 2 months ago, after going to our convention, decided to do Plexus full-time. So I'm no longer a college student. I do Plexus full-time, and I'm so excited. It's like my dream job, and I'm loving every minute of it. The time and financial freedom and all the things that I get to do with it are amazing and awesome. So I'm really excited I got to share with you guys. And it looks like our guest just hopped on, so we're excited to have them share. So I'm going to introduce Chris and Susie McColls. They're awesome. Susie is a Diamond Ambassador, and Chris is an Emerald Ambassador with Plexus. We got to meet them at convention just a few months ago at Winter's Dinner, and it was so awesome to meet them and everything like that. So we're super excited to hear from them. They're hilarious, so I can't wait to hear what they share with us tonight. So I'm going to let you guys take it over.
Hey, what an awesome introduction. Can you hear us okay? We literally spent the entire time that we were in Vegas just following people around trying to tell them how great we are. Woo, are we fantastic or what, right? Hey, thanks for having us on. We're so pumped. We'd love to talk about Plexus.
It's probably pretty much our favorite subject ever.
So, hey, during the intermission, you guys might want to get a snack, maybe run to the bathroom. No, we're going to give you kind of a snapshot of what our Plexus experience has been like. Here's what you got to know about us. We are not professional network marketers. Matter of fact, we have zero network marketing experience prior to Plexus. So when you hear our story, just know that it's coming from a place of, if we can do it, anybody can do it, right?
Oh, yes. They always ask, like, well, how do you want to be introduced? And we're like, if we can do it, anybody can do it. That's
pretty much
all
the
you need
poster
to say.
children for that. Yeah, exactly. So, Susie, why did we start Plexus?
Okay,
Share.
so it's coming up in just a few days on 3 years, which is hard to believe because it's flown by, because we've been having literally the time of our life.
It's unbelievable.
It's changed everything about our lives, which was good. We didn't know our lives needed changing so much.
Right.
So I literally could not quit Diet Dr. Pepper. It's the whole reason we're sitting here today.
Hang on. You guys should probably grab some tissues. This is a real tearjerker of a testimony. Susie, tell him how you quit the Dr. Pepper. Tell him.
He always makes fun of my testimony, but thank goodness,
She
because
quit
it's the only reason that we're sitting here talking
This
today.
is true.
So I had tried really hard to quit Diet Dr. Pepper for 4 years, on and off 4 years. I could never make it. He was super, super unhealthy.
Super.
And he loved that I had a bad habit and would sabotage me.
This is true.
Over and over, he would bring home 12 packs of Diet Dr. Pepper.
I would.
Yes. Thanks, honey. And so here's the deal. We've been married, at the time we've been married almost 22 years. Now, coming up on 25.
Mm-hmm.
And over the years, I got healthier and healthier, and I was teaching fitness classes, and I was very interested in health things, and he went the other way.
Yeah, I would literally take like butter and put it on a Big Mac and go, Susie, do you like this? How's this, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
It would drive her nutty.
If I was going to go run a marathon, he was going to sit for 26 hours straight on the couch.
I'm going for a record. I'm going for a record, Susie. Don't interrupt me.
He would not eat healthy. He would not exercise.
No.
And he would tell me repeatedly, Susie, I'm not like you. I don't like to exercise on purpose.
If I am running, something is definitely chasing me.
Yeah.
That's how I exercise, right?
So here's what you have to know. I had prayed for years, and we give God all the glory, because I had literally prayed for years for 2 things. Him to want to be healthy, and the second thing was financial freedom. We had done the Dave Ramsey courses.
Dave is awesome. Our problem was we did the envelope system and we couldn't keep any cash in the envelopes.
Yeah.
Okay, it literally we're like, Dave, the emergency was groceries. You understand, right?
Yeah, we tried that. We even put it in a frame one time. You know, he says put $1,000 in a frame, and then you
smash.
Yeah, we broke the frame.
Yeah.
So
what happened? I had to pay the light bill.
Yeah. So here's what you have to know about us. We had made a lot of money early on. We got married very young. Clearly, we were like 10 since we've been married 25 years.
Yes. We had a few kids, and then we decided, hey, let's go ahead and tie the knot. This thing's going to work out.
True. He
No?
says that. We were married.
That was so funnier. It's funnier my way. It's definitely funnier my way.
So we had made a lot of money early on, and then we went really, really broke.
Very broke.
In the mortgage business. When the mortgage business crashed, we were pretty much the crashers, we think.
Yes, totally responsible. And like here, when Susie's telling this story, the reason we always include that is because we want people to know that like we have such appreciation for what Plexus has done in our lives, and we're very sympathetic to people that have struggled financially. In the last 3 years, we have complete financial freedom. Things we're able to do and places we're able to give, we never dreamt we'd have that kind of freedom. So when you hear us talk about the financial side of this, just know that our motivation comes from this like very humble, gracious. I mean, we literally wake up every day and go, I cannot believe this is our lives. So
that's right.
So Susie has quit.
Fueled every day by gratitude.
So Susie has quit Dr. Pepper. Woohoo! And I
did by day 2.
Yeah.
For any of you watching that have a soda habit, by day 2, I haven't touched it since.
If your soda habit was like Susie's, it involved IVs and funnels. Okay, it was out of control.
I drank 2 a day.
Okay, but so watch.
OCD about it.
So I start literally pant sizes are shedding off of me. I'm feeling fantastic. But
he's exercising on purpose.
Yeah, and so I was making smart decisions when I was eating. Here's how I describe what the pink drink did for me. Allie, they probably shared with y'all a little bit about the products, but for me, I was a sugar and carb junkie. So for the first time in my life, it empowered me over sugars and carbs. And so I was able to make nutritious decisions instead of hungry decisions. I can't really describe what that means to you as an individual, but when you take the products, you'll notice that your body doesn't crave the same things that it typically craves, right?
Oh, completely, yes.
So my doctor is literally doing backflips with excitement with what my lab work looks like. He's taking me off medications that I've been on for long periods of time. And all of a sudden, I'm looking at Susie and I'm like, you know what? I started this to simply prove you wrong, because I actually did a post on Facebook.
He was mocking.
Yeah, before our products ever arrived, I did a before and after picture. It was awesome. Of course, it was about an hour apart. So like my first picture, I'm poofing out my cheeks and I go, Susie says this pink stuff is going to transform me. And I came back
on Facebook.
Oh yeah, on Facebook. You
Yay.
can go back on my timeline and see it. About an hour later, I come back on and I go, you guys, Susie was right. This stuff is amazing. I'm skinny, and my gosh, we're loaded. I mean, it was so funny that now we're doing this broadcast to y'all, and I'm sitting here going, hello, this company and these products are literally transforming people's lives.
And here's what you have to know. He came out and did his post of shame,
Yeah.
I don't know, a couple weeks later, and said, okay, Susie's
Sorry.
right.
Sorry about that.
I can't believe how great these products are. I can't believe how I feel.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was, I need to find that one where he says Susie
Well,
was right.
and I actually tried to resurrect the post, and I did a version of it, but it was like real. I was like, look, you guys, I'm so sorry. I said this stuff is doing amazing things for me. Now, here's what you're going to figure out. When you hear me talk about Plexus, because I was so skeptical, this is the most important thing. I don't care if you're a man or if you're a woman. I want you to hear something that makes Plexus different than anything else that you'll ever experience. You can measure for yourself that the products are doing what they say. Literally, go to your doctor, have him do your lab work, have him take all your important things, your lipid levels, all of that stuff. Check your weight, your inches, your sleep, your energy. Take the products consistently for 60 to 90 days. And if they do what we say, it literally becomes an IQ test whether you keep taking it or not, because we know the products work. If you do what I just told you for 60 days as a customer, you even get a money-back guarantee. So anyways, I didn't mean to go off on that, but literally the products are transforming our health,
So
right?
yeah, so I'm seeing a totally different person. Like and so I'm telling everybody, I'm like, you're not going to believe it. Chris is exercising on purpose. He's asking me questions about what to eat. He, at night in bed, he would say, Susie, hand me a Probio, because we called it Probio
Probios,
for like
yeah.
6 months. So
Oh, yeah.
for those of you that don't know what we're talking about, it's Probio 5.
Yeah, we showed up to like a convention, which is a whole nother hilarious story. And we're walking around, and I'm telling Susie, I'm like, that's so funny. They were calling it Probio.
They don't know.
They don't know. So we correct them. It's Probio. Right?
But here my health hater husband is actually asking me for a Probio at night. So I'm literally walking around going, I don't know what's happening, but I love it. Me, I hadn't had a diet or since day 2. I saw tons of changes in my health, and I thought I was super healthy. So I knew that we were really onto something.
Yep.
I knew it. We start telling people. We're not telling people because we were trying to make money.
Okay, so but
signed
tell
up.
them why. But tell them about there's a transition that happened from brokenness. We bought and owned a fishing company, so it kind of gave us a level. We weren't going to make a lot of money in the fishing business, but it gave us a better quality of life. So starting Plexus, we never, ever, ever thought of it as a business.
No, and if somebody had approached us and said, hey, you need to do this as a business, we would have ran for the hills.
No, thank you.
We had 4 kids, still have 4 kids.
Yeah.
But we were as busy as you can possibly be. Like, when I say busy, not a spare moment. So
Baseball,
if somebody,
sports,
gymnastics,
yeah.
cheerleading, everything. And so when people tell me they're too busy, I always am empathetic. But then I think, what if we had not done this? It's changed our lives in so many ways. So anyways, so all of a sudden, I tell Chris, I'm like, I think we're making money. And he mocks me.
Yeah, right, Susie. That's awesome. Okay, so you mean like enough money to take the kids to the movies or something?
Yeah.
But nobody makes any real money at these things. You know that, right, Susie?
Yeah. And
I am the man. I know. I single-handedly took this family and put us in bankruptcy. Remember that? That was this guy, okay? That was me.
And so I didn't really know if I was making money because we didn't understand anything about it as a business, but I just knew I was getting a lot of emails. And so I tell him that, he makes fun of me, we go on, and we're still telling people, oh, we joined for the discount, $34.95, and we became wholesale ambassadors because I am cheap.
She wants a bargain.
I want the best deal, a bargain on everything. I'm a coupon person. So that is why we became Plex's ambassadors.
So Susie, literally when we go to church, like if I'm across the way and she looks over and she goes, hey, everybody in the congregation, that shirt that Chris has on, I paid 75 cents for that shirt. And all the women in the congregation go, oh, Chris, turn around. Let me see that 75 cents.
And they want to know where I got it.
Yeah, was that 3/4? It was. Do you like it? Okay, right?
I get good deals.
She's a deal maker.
So anyway, finally the day comes where we get a check in the mail. And Chris once again says to me, now don't get your hopes up. It's probably enough money to take the family out to dinner and a movie. That's what he says to me. And then he opens it up.
And like we're standing right here. I'll never forget it. I tear it open and I look down and my jaw literally drops. I looked right at Susie and I said, oh my goodness, I think we've done something illegal.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I was so sure that like I could not believe it. We could have, I mean, when I tell you real money, real money. And so I looked at Susie and I go, oh my gosh, I like doing whatever it is we're doing. And so I called this attorney buddy of mine, and I said, I need you guys to look into this company. It's called Plexus Worldwide. They're out of Arizona. Well, he calls me back about 30 minutes later and says, the company's exploding with growth. He says, sign me up because I need to lose about 25 pounds. I mean, it was like this incredible, and like right then, Susie and I looked at each other and I go, now wait a second. We get to use this website. We're going to refer people to this website. The company's going to do all the shipping. They're going to ship it to the person that is the referral, and then they're going to reward us for that referral. Like this, I said, let's do more of this. Remember?
And I am just the kind of person where I tell people if I love the Vivo Fit, I'm going to tell everybody to go get it.
She loves them.
If somebody's having a sale on Nike shoes and I think it's a good deal, I'm going to tell people. So this was just a natural thing for me to share. But what's funny is I am so not a salesperson. Like, it makes me nervous. I don't ever, and we didn't tell anybody about the Plexus business for like 6 months because I didn't want anybody to think, oh, well, Susie's just trying to make money by selling this pink drink, because that's my worst nightmare.
Yeah.
So, but then what we figured out was that really we were doing a disservice to all of our friends and family by not telling them, because so many people need extra income and are literally praying for an answer to their financial issues.
Did we do a good enough job explaining to y'all that we give 100% of the credit that we have done? And we have done well, but this is all the Lord. Like, just so you guys understand, I just want to make sure that you're hearing that, because if you get off here and you go, well, that Chris and Susie, they were crazy. That's right. You're on that part of it. But you got to understand, it is totally the Lord that makes us so passionate, so nuts, because we know that anybody can do this. So here's what they did. Within 6 months, Emerald, right? Mm-hmm. Right shortly after that, Sapphire, then Diamond. Then we're doing it again in my name. They paid for 2 Lexuses for us. They've sent us to Hawaii now. How many times? This will be our third one coming
time. In September. Guess how many times we had been to Hawaii before Plexus?
Oh, Hawaii was awesome before Plexus. On the internet, okay? We'd never been there. We looked at pictures, okay?
If you don't know, having 4 kids is very, very expensive, especially when they're all in braces and cars and insurance and going to college.
Yeah, so literally. We would like take vacation like this. We'd show up, we'd have one small hotel room, and as soon as we get there, I'd call the front desk and go, how many rollaway beds do you guys have down there? Huh? I got a little army up here. We got a little McCall village. And then they would show up and we'd whip out the peanut butter and jelly and hope we survived till we could get home and get paid again. That's how we used to function. Now we walk around going, do you want freedom? Hello?
And Plexus puts us up in these amazing resorts. They're not hotels, they're resorts. And so our kids, our younger 2 kids, have traveled a lot with us now. So now when we go like on a family trip and we're staying like in the Hampton Inn, they're like,
nice Hampton Inn.
They're like, what's this stuff?
What is this dumpy place?
If you're from Hampton Inn, we love you.
We love Hampton Inns. We stay there. But our kids are now looking at us like, what, no room service? Yeah. We're like, oh my gosh, tackle these little entitled turds, right? I mean, seriously. Yeah. So we literally want you to know this. This thing is for anybody. We are just. Oh, what are you saying, Susan?
So I told you I'm not a salesperson.
Oh.
I wouldn't have had enough time.
No.
Neither of us.
None.
I'm trying to go for some of the objections. If you're watching at home and you're like, oh, these people are crazy, whatever. We did not have a lot of Facebook friends. Like, so if you think, oh, I don't know anybody, so I wouldn't be good at this, I would have thought the same thing. It's not like we knew what we were doing. We didn't go networking on purpose. I didn't even know what network marketing was. I had no idea. I had heard of MLMs. I would have ran from that if I had thought that's what this was. So I just want you to know, like, we've heard every objection, and I can promise you that our story, the reason that we're successful has nothing to do with us. It does have everything to do with the Lord, and then second importance.
Me. Oh,
no, nothing to do with him. Nothing to do with him. No, it has everything to do with the products. So I want you to, because I feel like we've talked a lot business. So I want you to know the products are amazing. They're transforming people's lives every day. It is the most fun thing. We get messages of people saying, thank you so much for telling so-and-so about Plexus, and they told me about it because my life has been changed.
So I did like a Facebook post. I don't know if you'll see this or not, but look, I did this Facebook post, and I said, and this is what I said. I said, hey, I just want to prove a point. If you've lost weight or lost inches on Plexus products.
He's going to quote himself here.
I am quoting myself, Susie. This is my own quote. It's a killer one. So I said, come on here and comment me. I just wanted to see how many people before we got on this broadcast. I was like, do it, Susie.
Say what the quote is.
I'll read it. I wasn't going to read my own quote.
Oh, I thought you were.
No. Hey, I need everyone to pay close attention because this is fantastic quote by me.
This is what he said.
Okay, go.
This is his quote. We don't need to convince people Plexus products work. We just need to convince people to try them. The results will speak for themselves.
Well, who said that, Susie? Who said that?
So how
Put that in your pipe and smoke
how
it.
many people
Don't smoke. We don't smoke.
Don't smoke.
Okay, but watch this.
Healthy.
432 comments of people about an hour and a half ago that came on school. Me.
And that'll keep going.
There'll be thousands. Literally, there'll be thousands.
Yeah.
And so I'm showing you that. I'm telling you that. As we wrap up, just know this. Anybody can do it that wants change. If you desire change in your life, the last thing we're going to wrap up with is this. These Plexus people as a whole are the most loving, caring people you'll ever meet.
Encouraging, supportive.
The culture, the people you're going to surround you with, you'll want to be a better person. You'll want to make change. And here's what I'm telling you. We're not on this for any monetary reason. We're not on here because there's nothing to do. Like, they are on a different team than us. They're not on our team, but we care so much as the Plexus as a whole, and they're friends of ours. And so we said, hey, let's pop on. We'll tell our story. So here we are, and there you are. Are you ready?
Listen, we walk around every day. We told you we're fueled by gratitude.
Yeah.
So every day when we start telling people about Plexus, it's not because we're thinking, ooh, I want to get this person to make more money. That has nothing to do with it. What we think is, ooh, if I told this person about Plexus, maybe they could quit their job and stay home with their 3 kids like they really want to do.
Right.
Or, oh, maybe if I told this person about Plexus, they would have health results that clearly they need to have. So we're not doing
Susie,
it for
you
us.
Are wise
I just know there's skeptical people watching right now, and I cringe to think if
so
that had been
Susie.
us 3 years ago and we didn't ever take the chance or the opportunity.
We will come to your house and ring your doorbell, and we'll be standing there going, hey, it's Chris and Susie. Let us in so we can get you to somebody's website and get you signed up.
That's right.
Here's what you have to do. When you get off this broadcast, the person that told you to watch this, you tell them, you message them, you say, I want to become a Plexus ambassador. And then, you know what? When we see you at future events, you can come up and say, I watched y'all's deal, and I joined, and I pretty much owe you everything. And then we're going to say, see, what did we tell you? Are we great or what? Right? All right.
Pretty much.
That's our story. We're sticking to it, Allie. Hey, we're so excited you guys had us on.
Okay.
Did we suck the life out of this? Was that too long?
No, that was so awesome. Thank you guys so much. I love how real you guys are, just sharing your story from the beginning and everything. We really, really appreciate you guys being on. And before we end off,
thank you.
We would love to hear from you guys. We just have 2 questions. What products do you take, and what would you say to someone considering joining Plexus?
Oh, I wish I had the products up here so I could show them, like Vanna-ish.
Okay, so here's the thing. We take them all. Okay.
Well, pretty much all of them. So I'm just going to give you my regimen real quick. In the morning, I actually drink my pink drink 30 minutes before lunch. I'm a lunch pink drinker.
First in the morning before I go to the gym.
But we both take it with our X Factor vitamin.
Yep.
If you're like, don't think our vitamin's the best.
Do you want to have a vitamin fight with us right now?
It's such a great vitamin that our 21-year-old the other day was like, I could not sleep the last couple nights, and I figured out I was taking my X Factor at like 5:30, and I'm like, that's a good vitamin.
Yeah.
One that keeps you awake
You
because
get
you're
energy
actually
from your
absorbing
vitamin?
the vitamin B6 and B12. Okay, so that's our morning. Well, you take more stuff in the
I
morning.
do. I take Mega X in the morning, which is my deal. Susie takes that at night.
I take my Mega X at night.
I
feel
take
like it helps me sleep
Probio
better.
and Bio at night, and then I take Edge during the day before I go to the gym too. So like, here's the deal. Picture all of our products, throw them in a blender, mix them up, and I literally take them all. That's how awesome they are.
We take block right before dinner every day. We're super consistent with it. And then the P90X, the shakes,
What did you call it?
P90X. That sounded really weird. That's a workout.
That's not our.
That's a workout.
You're welcome, P90X people. Hey, this is to introduce you to the Diamond Ambassador, Pet Susie McCall.
Okay, well, that was fun.
So
the 96,
Plexus 96.
They're going to know that we're real people. The 96 shake. So Chris drinks.
Sales for P90X have gone through the roof. Thank you, Sarah and Allie.
It's a very hard workout.
It
So
is.
the 96 drink, Chris drinks one every day.
While I'm doing P90X.
He doesn't do P90. I wish. I'm scared of it.
Sometimes I might do it on a wind down.
Oh,
okay.
whatever. And then I do my 96. I actually mix mine with frozen fruit at night and flaxseed milk, and then I freeze it for like 2 hours, and it's like an ice cream treat.
It's awesome. Dole, get you some Dole.
So I think
Dole fruit.
Oh,
P90X.
We take Ease
every day.
I don't take it every day, but I try to because it's so good for you. I just kind of forget, so I try to take it every day. He takes his every day.
So, okay. So the second question was, what are you going to say to somebody that's about to, or thinking about joining Plexus?
Just do
it. Get in. There's no catch. Here's what I say. There's no catch. There's no aha moment where you go, they got me. There's no. Here's what happens. You'll come in, and then you're going to realize that products do what they say. The people are who you thought they were.
If you're consistent with the products.
And then next thing you know, you're naturally telling people about them. Or in a lot of people's cases, they'll just come up and say, I can't help but notice you're smaller. How do I get some of that? And then that kind of leads the door. Here's the deal about Plexus. We kind of lead with the weight loss because it's a side effect of our products. And then we set the hook on them with health. Because these health things that I could care less. I mean, the weight loss is awesome. But the stuff that my doctor talks about, and he talks about how, my lab work and off these meds and this meds, it saved us. I cannot even begin to tell you how much money we saved after we started Plexus.
Well, and listen, I didn't need to lose any weight when I started Plexus. I needed to lose my Diet Dr. Pepper habit because I knew how unhealthy it was.
Right.
So I feel like it's a misconception. People don't even approach thinner people or healthy people. I didn't know how actually unhealthy I was. I was taking Miralax every day to go to the bathroom.
You got to say some stuff for the Dr. Phil
and the
show.
doctor actually,
You're just jumping right into it, huh?
My doctor actually said, "Oh, well, that's pretty normal, and you'll just probably have to take it every day the rest of your life." No, not once I got my gut healthier with the Plexus products.
No.
I don't need that.
I no longer had to stand outside the bathroom door playing a magical flute.
Can you even believe that I could live with him for 25 years?
What are you doing? I'm the Pooh Piper. Right? You brought it up.
Oh my gosh. Anyways.
Sorry.
Okay, so that's what I would say.
Okay, that's what we'd say.
I'm not really sure what I said, but you should do it. There's no catch.
No catch.
Okay,
awesome. Thank you guys so much for sharing. You guys are hilarious. I'm cracking up over here the whole time you guys are talking because you are seriously hilarious. So I'm sure everyone who watched this live and everyone who's watching the recording is going to be cracking up too. But thank you guys again so much for being on. We enjoyed having you guys and listening to your story. And thank you to everyone who tuned in live, everyone watching the recording. I hope you guys have an awesome night, and we'll see you next Thursday for our next opportunity event. Good night, guys.
Bye.